Welcome back to the King's Corner, the place for all things Bethesda. I am the KingFanMan. Welcome to the KingCast. Yes, this is the podcast, the live podcast where we cover all things Bethesda and gaming and answer your questions and comments because this is a subscriber-driven podcast. Welcome. Hey, Ian, what's going on? Hey, Garrett, welcome to the show. We've got a lot to talk about today. Really, not much going on in the news, but there's a lot that I want to talk to you about. If y'all don't mind, I want to talk Starfield a little bit, Fallout 76 a little bit. Those are the games that obviously I get to focus on quite a bit. But there's something in Starfield that I'd like to focus on today about the things that we know about the game and then the things that we don't know about the game. And I'm actually, if y'all don't mind, I'm working on a video on this very thing this week, and I wanted to discuss it with you guys first. But we will get to the news before we get to that. That's going to be what we talk about in the latter part of the podcast. In the news right now, of course, PAX East is going on. You can check that out on the internet. A lot of things going on in gaming through PAX East. It runs through tomorrow, so if you want to check that out, you better do it now. That is in Boston, by the way. If you happen to be in the area, yes, you can go and meet people like Miss Shirley. She's there. I saw Maddie's there. I'm not going all the way to Boston. I was hoping QuakeCon was going to be here because it's just in Dallas. That's just 4 hours down the road. I can go to that one. But anyway, they want to do it digital. I don't know why. But anyway, that's going on right now. Also in Fallout 76, Caps of Plenty is going on right now this weekend. That gives you 2,800 caps. So it's a good time to sell. Everything that you need to sell. Now is a great time to do it. Hey, Plaza Man. Hey, what's going on? Stupid Paintings by Dave. What's up, man? And Nukem, what's going on? Also, remember, Meat Week starts Tuesday, this Tuesday, the 26th, and goes for 2 weeks. It actually runs through May the 10th. So that is crazy. 2 weeks worth of Meat Week in Fallout 76 starting this Tuesday. With some new rewards. If you want to know what rewards there are, I have put it up on my Twitter. It's kind of buried on my Twitter page right now. I will repost that for you guys. Make sure and do that before Tuesday. So if you're not following me on Twitter, be sure and do that because I do post a lot of news on my Twitter page. Hey, what's going on? SYSBOTHER. Sisbother, I think I got that right. And Timmer, hey, what's going on, Timmer? And Vampire Sage, what's up? Greetings from Louisiana. Let's see. Also, the Bethesda launcher. Remember, this week is the week that you can start moving. If you are on PC and you happen to be on the Bethesda launcher, the 27th, and that is Wednesday of this week. So Meat Week starts on Tuesday, and then Wednesday you can start moving all your games on the Bethesda launcher over to Steam. You've got until May the 11th, which is 2 weeks, but if you do it early, you will get rewards on the scoreboard if you play Fallout 76. So remember to do that. Also, right now, if you want to play some Elder Scrolls Online, it is free to play. You can download it and play it for free. You can try it out. And that goes through Tuesday. So you'll have several days. You'll have the weekend and Monday and Tuesday to play Elder Scrolls Online. You can play that through Tuesday, then start Meat Week on Tuesday. That is perfect. Yeah, there you go. So Elder Scrolls Online free to play. And then also, I'm giving y'all a lot of news in the first 5 minutes. Then also today happens to be the day for the first beta test of Server 76. You've heard me talk about Server 76 right here on the KingCast. I've also done videos on it. That is where they are bringing Nuclear Winter back to the game. It's not Bethesda doing it, but it is an outside group bringing Nuclear Winter and other things back to Fallout 76. The first beta test of Nuclear Winter is today. So if you want to know where you can watch or find that or get involved with that, I will put links down in the description of this video after the video is over. But you can find it over on Gizmo First's channel. He should be doing it live later today. So remember that. So, man, that's a lot of news. PAX East, Meat Week, the Bethesda launcher, free Elder Scrolls Online, and Caps of Plenty. That's a lot of news right there. Whew. Let's see. Nukem said, reach my cap limit. It's becoming a problem. Oh, yeah. Now, I give away caps all the time. I get to 40 caps all the time. Of course, things to do when you do that, you can go buy gold bullion. Remember, you can go to the Wayward and spend 6,000 caps every 2 weeks at the Wayward and buy gold. That's one thing you can do with it. Of course, go to the White Spring and buy all the plans that there are. Remember, there's also new plans at Crater and at the other place. Why did I go blank? The Settlers place. Foundation. There's new plans there that you can buy as well, both with gold and caps. So remember that. And then also a good thing that I've been using my caps for, I've been going over on the public servers and looking at people's vending machines and trying to buy things out of the vending machines. Instead of making ammo, I'm buying ammo out of the vending machines to give caps back to other players, and also to get rid of some of my caps as well. But you find some really cool things, maybe some things that you missed out on in some events, and maybe some things out of daily ops that you haven't gotten yet, or things like that. So there's some good things that you can buy with your caps. So use it that way, and I keep my caps dwindled down that way, and then build them right back up. So yes, reaching your cap limit is not very hard at all. Nukem says, I have all the plans except serums. That's where I am as well. That's why I said buy gold, because with gold you can buy lunch boxes. You'll always need lunch boxes. You can use 4 lunch boxes a day, which will help you level up like crazy. So buy gold and buy lunch boxes with your gold, and then also again use it with vendors. So hopefully that helped a little bit. If you're having trouble spending all your caps, I know a lot of people don't have that trouble, but some people do. And then there's other people that need the caps. If you play with other people, buy something from them for 10,000 caps. Give them a break and give them some caps. I also wanted to mention, because I actually saw it mentioned by another YouTuber, Skullsy. Y'all know Skullsy. He was talking about doing a video later today on ZeniMax Online Studios possibly making a Starfield MMO. And I just wanted to remind y'all that, we've talked about that on the KingCast a long time ago. Remember, ZeniMax Online has been working on this unnamed IP, and it says that it's an IP that goes along with another major IP from Bethesda. So it's either Fallout, Elder Scrolls, or Starfield, or of course Wolfenstein or some of the others. But remember, we talked about it probably being a Starfield MMO, and this may be even possibly what Bethesda Austin is working on as well. Remember, they are working on another game. Now, it could be a separate game. I'm still going to hold out that it's a separate game, but if this is something they're trying to really push out, maybe to get out, possibly, I'm just throwing this out. It would make sense to get Starfield Online out to us by the time all the DLC is out. In other words, you don't want to release Starfield Online while Starfield is still hot. So you at least want about a year. You give Starfield about a year to do the DLCs, to sell and all that. So about a year after the release, so that would be next November or even the next spring, somewhere right around in there, you're going to see Starfield Online, the Starfield MMO. So just remember, and again, and I don't say that just to to boost me or this show, but I want y'all to realize how much news we release right here on this show, and it comes out so early, and I think it passes a lot of people. You don't realize it because I don't have it up in the title and I don't do a 10-minute video on it, but we talk about a lot of news, and then I'll see people, 2 months later do a video on it and it gets 15,000 views. I guess I should do that too. But hey, that's why I love the KingCast so much. So again, we've talked for 10 minutes and a lot of news. Anyway, talking Starfield. Yes, we are about to talk Starfield. Specifically, we were just talking about Starfield Online, a Starfield MMO that ZeniMax Online is probably working on. And again, let me tell y'all, they are for sure. It has been confirmed. They are working on a game. It is an online MMO game, and it is an MMO game that goes along with another main IP from Bethesda. Now, all of those things are confirmed. If that does not scream Starfield, I don't know what else does. Of course, it could be a Wolfenstein MMO or a goodness, but I don't see anything else that really is as good of a possibility as Starfield. So with all that said, yes, it just works, Nukem. Hey, Gentugo, what's going on, buddy? With all that said, let's talk Starfield proper now. Let's talk about the single player Starfield game that's going to come out this November. Again, the Starfield MMO has not been confirmed yet, but I would say it would come out no earlier than a year after the Starfield single player game. They would kind of do it like Red Dead Redemption did their online, except hopefully a whole lot better. And again, let me mention this. Bethesda has had such success, or should I say ZeniMax has had such success with the Elder Scrolls Online. It is still one of the most popular, if not the most popular MMO there is, and it's been that way for about 5 years straight now. And it seems like it's just gaining a community. The community is just getting bigger and bigger. So I know that they hate that didn't happen with Fallout. And I know they're probably going to try to get that going with Fallout one of these days, but I think they can see that with Starfield, and they're going to follow the ESO pattern, which I really hate because I like the Fallout 76 pattern better. I know there's some things they could have done so much better with Fallout 76, but I like the game Fallout 76 better than ESO. Anyway, with all that said, you can see them. They are gonna blueprint ESO and put it over into Starfield because it just works. So, yep, they're going to do it. Let's see, 120 times the detail. That's what Todd says. Yeah, I'm sure. Garrett says, what if it were a Fallout 76 2? Well, that's what I was just talking about. I know that would be pointless when 76 is live game right now, but it would be funny to see people's heads pop. Jeremy says, unless Bethesda pulls a trick and releases Starfield in July. Oh, Jeremy, woo! Man, wouldn't that be awesome? I can't see them doing that, but boy, I would love to see them release Starfield early. Wouldn't that be great? Oh, don't even get me started that way. And remember, again, I mentioned this last week. I'm still hearing rumors that we may possibly get that gameplay early. So instead of mid-June, we may get it in May. So I'm still hoping for that May reveal of Starfield. If not, I know we're still going to get a cool trailer. And you may say, oh, trailer? I think we're going to get more of those smaller trailers that we've been getting, but we're going to get another main trailer. And I shouldn't say another because we really haven't had a huge main trailer yet. We've had that one where you're in the ship, starting the ship. But I believe we're going to get a live action trailer, and hopefully they'll do like a two-parter. Sometimes they'll do live action with a little bit of in game. That's the way I would really, really love them to do it. So that is coming in May. I would almost put a KingFanMan guarantee behind that. And hopefully, when they do that, we know the gameplay full reveal when Todd comes out on the stage and all that, and really talks to us and shows us some gameplay and tells us about that 120 times the detail, all that stuff. We know that that will be right behind that then. So that's either coming in May or in June, but I do believe the trailer is coming in May. But yes, back to the thought that y'all were talking about Fallout 76. I know they wished they could change Fallout 76 into what ESO is. They see the pattern that works now with ESO. I don't know if it would work the way they think it would with Fallout 76 because it's a total different crowd and a total different thing. But yes, I would pay for DLC, wouldn't y'all? Wouldn't y'all pay for huge story DLC? Now I'm talking about not Brotherhood of Steel. I'm talking about Wastelanders and bigger. If they gave us that 3 times a year, I would pay for it. Pay $20. I mean, my word, think about how much you pay in the dadgum Atom shop for things. A power armor skin is 12 atoms, $12. A bundle is 12. A DLC, a good DLC, is around $20. Come on. Absolutely, I would pay for a DLC. So anyway, yes, I would love to see that. But sadly, we're stuck with what we are with Fallout 76. I believe they're going to ride Fallout 76 for quite a while until the next Fallout comes out, and then we'll get another online, I guess. And we've talked about that again, but that will go into a totally new engine. They're not going to keep Fallout 76 alive that long. Hey, Lady Braven, what's going on? Let's see. Jay says, I don't think they'd chase another MMO. To be honest, they are going to try and make 76 work. They wouldn't scrap that and try again, even with another IP, provided Starfield is great. Again, Bethesda Game Studios will not, but ZeniMax Online Studios will. That's what they're good at. That's what they do. And yes, they're going to. They're going to do that Starfield MMO. Now, as far as another Fallout, I agree, except for I do think we're going to get, now this will be way in the future. I do think we will get another online Fallout. This is huge speculation, okay? But it's going to be after Fallout 5. It'll be like a year after Fallout 5. That's when Fallout 76 will go away finally. And they'll do a new model, but it'll be in a brand new engine. It'll be in a brand new location, all that stuff like that. So they're going to have this. This is what it's going to take, Jace. It's going to take them having a successful Fallout game for another Fallout Online to be successful, if that makes sense. Because sadly, Fallout 76 has a name that just turns people off. There's a lot of people that won't try it. There's a lot of people that just it's awful. That name just you understand what I'm trying to say. So they're going to have success with another Fallout game. Now the good news is we may not have to wait until a Fallout 5, meaning we may not have to wait for Starfield, Elder Scrolls 6, and then Fallout 5. I do believe there's going to be another Fallout in there somewhere. We've talked about that here on the KingCast. It's going to be from another developer, but it's going to be a Fallout spinoff single-player game. That might be enough with the Fallout TV show, if it's, say, 2 to 3 years down the road, to stop Fallout 76 at the end of that cycle and start another one, if it's really, really successful. You think about it. Think about this. Let me just throw this out there. Say they do a TV show, and I'm just going to throw a location, okay? Say they do a TV show and it's in New York. And alongside the TV show, they put out a game that is in New York as well, a single player Fallout game in New York. And it's a success. It's a game of the year. I mean, it's a good game. It's a Fallout New Vegas. It's a Fallout 3. It's one of those. Then after that game has had a year on the shelves with DLC and all that, can't you see Fallout 76 West Virginia going away and them starting in a brand new engine a multiplayer Fallout New York? See, that's how they would do it. That's the only way they're going to be able to do it, is to have a successful Fallout game to build off of. So there you go. Timber, thank you. Keep being awesome. Hit that like button. Thank you so much for the super chat. You're amazing. Y'all do not know how much those super chats mean. Thank you. Thank you. All right. With all that said, let's jump into Starfield. I hope y'all enjoyed all that speculation, and there was a lot of news and reality in that speculation. But let me make sure I didn't miss any of your comments before I move on. Newcomb says maybe the pit will change things. Timber says Fallout 76 was seen in 2020. Providence Equities ZeniMax video. Oh, cool. I didn't know that. Very cool. Garrett says, Jace, we know for a fact it's an MMO. Okay, talking about the Starfield one. Yes, there is a MMO that is based on a Bethesda IP. We know that for a fact. We think it's a Starfield one. I missed where it was confirmed to be Starfield related. It's not confirmed to be Starfield related, Jace. It's confirmed to be based on a Bethesda main IP. That's what we know confirmed. So it's either going to be Wolfenstein MMO, a Fallout MMO, an Elder Scrolls MMO. Well, we already have a Fallout. We already have Elder Scrolls. What makes sense? That's why we're leaning Starfield. So much bad things around 76 that prevent me to play it. You ought to try it. If you like Fallout, don't let the name keep you from it. Fallout 76 is a good game. It really is. There are things about it I don't like. Things about it I wish they would change. Things about it I think they've learned. But it is one of my very favorite Fallout games, believe it or not. I love the game. It's a very, very good game. Let's see. Jeremy says nothing except it being an MMO based on already existing. That's what I said. Newcomb said if it's done in Unreal 5, I'm all in. It won't be. I'm wondering. You're talking about the Fallout. Yep. The next Fallout could be. It could be in an Unreal 5 instead of the Creation 2. Remember, we actually talked about that here on the KingCast as well. Hey, James, what's going on? All right, let's talk about Starfield, what we know. Again, at the top of the show, I told you that I'm working on a video this week, and I hope this is not cheating. I don't normally do this, but I wanted to give y'all a chance to interact with me before I put out the video, because there is the things that we don't know. I would like to know what you would like in these things that we don't know. I'm going to go over 7 things we do know about Starfield, but in the same sense, we don't know about Starfield and what you would like with them. Let me give you an example. Let's start with Starfield being or having the most lines of dialogue in any Bethesda Game Studios game. We know that there are over 150,000 lines of dialogue in Starfield. Todd Howard has already told us that. You can go back and look. Skyrim has 60,000 lines of dialogue. Fallout 4, I believe, has about 111,000 lines of dialogue. So this one has tens of thousands of more lines of dialogue than any other Bethesda game before. 120 times the dialogue. You're hilarious. That is great. A Doom MMO. Hey, that would work. Okay, so that we do know. However, what we don't know is there going to be a voiced protagonist? Now, this is going to make a difference. I gave y'all the difference. Skyrim had 60,000 lines of dialogue. Fallout 4 had 111,000 lines of dialogue. But Fallout 4, a lot of those lines of dialogue came from the two protagonists, the male and female. So really, those don't count because those are not people you come in contact with. So how many lines of dialogue from NPCs? It would probably be back at 60 like Skyrim had. So 150 sounds great. And it's going to be really great if there's no voice protagonist. But if there's a voice protagonist, male and female, then that's not as great. Now, I will tell you this. This one gets me excited. For it's over 300 voice actors. Okay, now y'all think about Skyrim for just a minute. And now listen to me again. Over 300 voice actors. I haven't looked back and seen how many voice actors they had in Skyrim. But all I know is every shop I went into, every companion I talked to, every third person I talked to was the same dadgum voice actor. Y'all know what I'm talking about. So it is exciting to me that there's over 300 voice actors in Starfield with over 150,000 lines of dialogue. So what do you think? Very quickly, do y'all want a voice protagonist or not? Yes or no on the voice protagonist? I'm going to say no, I don't want it. I want it to go back to the way it was in Fallout 3, in Skyrim. I want it to go back to the silent protagonist. But y'all tell me what you want. Okay, let's see. Nukem says, yes, a Doom MMO would be insane. Oni, am I saying that right? Now I doubt it. After the Fallout 4 attempt, they knew it didn't work for the game. Plus, they want to focus on hardcore RPG elements. In other words, no voice protagonist. I'm with you. Give me a high five. Pow. Terrell says, I do hope that Starfield has a silent protagonist. Give me another high five. Boom. Yeah. Timmer says, would be interesting. What did Red Dead 2 have? How many lines of dialogue did it have? I don't know. That would be a good thing to check. You can probably Google that real quick. Okay. Gentugo says, yes, you do want a voice protagonist. So we've got 1 yes, 2 yeses, 3 yeses. Oh, wow. Jay says no. He hated it. Vampire Sage says no. So see, that's what we're coming up with. And that's where Bethesda's sitting. It's almost 50-50 whether people want a voice protagonist or not. And this is the reason. People that came from playing other games, non-Bethesda games, non-hardcore RPG games, are used to protagonists that talk. Those of us that were raised on the hardcore RPGs, we're used to non-talking protagonists. So it's really right down the middle. And this one, I will have to say, I have no clue which direction they're going to go, whether they're going to go voice protagonist or not. I do agree that most people didn't like it in Fallout 4. However, now that they've done it, I think people won't gripe about it as much, believe it or not. So I think there's a 50-50 chance whether there's going to be a voice protagonist or not. Okay, number 2, we know there's going to be more companions. We know they're going to be more in-depth. Bethesda says they're going to work at them being much more in-depth. I loved how Fallout 4 did their companions, how they had a backstory, how you had to interact with them and do quests with them to get into their backstory. I'm hoping they all the companions have that. I do hope there is more of a what would you call it? The opportunity for change with the companions. In other words, I hope everybody's companion don't go the same way. In other words, if you make certain decisions with your companion, I hope there's some differences there. That's the part of RPGs I really like, where there are actual different paths all over the place. So I do hope the companions. That's what we don't know. We don't know if there's going to be different paths in the companions. We also don't know if we can have multiple companions. That's something that we've had in mods before. That's something we've had briefly for little quests, but we've never had it where it's been a main feature of the game. But one more thing, we don't know as far as companions and NPCs and the game as a whole. This leads me to my next one. We don't know if there's going to be, well, we do know there's going to be aliens, but we don't know if there's going to be humanoid aliens in the game. Might there be an alien that can be your companion, like in Mass Effect? Or is there going to be no such thing as humanoid aliens in Starfield? Let me see if y'all had any comments about the companions, and then I'll move on. Let's see. Jay says Bethesda just gave us a toggle in the menu to mute the protagonist. Win-win. I like that. Yeah. Ian, I ain't going to say it's going to ruin the game if they do add voice protagonists, but I don't want there to be personal preference. That's how I am. I'm not going to say it's going to ruin the game, but I will be much more pumped if it's not in there, because I know all those 150,000 lines of dialogue will be for NPCs. It's going to make me feel like the character much more. Anyway, I do hope Starfield's Lydia doesn't stand in doorways. Amen. Amen. Garrett says, I have a degree in audio engineering and have tinkered with AI voice software. So eventually, like I said, we will be able to use our own voice in game, but I would say that's about 5 years off. Now, that would be cool. That would be really cool. Instead of punching a button for a response, you could say a response. That would be really neat. Skolzy just uploaded his Starfield MMO video, so everybody go there after the KingCast. Yep. And be sure and say, King said this a long time ago. Skolzy says that a lot. Anyway, Timmer says Bethesda has almost always been cheap with regards to budgets for their games, hence the lack of voice actors. Yes, but 300. I really like that. Jay says, I agree with you, King. I also don't want people to not be able to enjoy their personal playstyle. So I hope there are redemption quests for NPC companions in case you tick one off. Yes, absolutely. I agree with that. Has Skolzy already uploaded? And I think that was answered by Garrett. And yes, y'all go over there and like it. I was just teasing. Newcomb says, add your own voice. Starfield needs a battle royale mode with an asteroid storm. Newcomb says, if it's possible, they had voice adaptation since PS2. Okay, cool. So now, talking about the companions, what do you think about aliens? We know there are aliens in the game. Those have been confirmed. There is the let me see. I've even got it written down what it's called. It's called a Ashta outside the city of Aquila. That's the thing that is a cross between a wolf and a velociraptor. We may have pictures of that one. If not, we have pictures of another alien in one of the concept arts. So there are alien life forms in the game. But Bethesda is keeping it very close to the vest if there is humanoid aliens. I would probably say no, just because they've talked about keeping the game realistic. Now, of course, some people may say, well, humanoid aliens may be realistic. Again, just a thought, but so far, Bethesda has not shown even a hint even in concept art of a humanoid alien. It might, it would be something that would be a possibility, but I don't personally think we're going to see it. I would like to know what y'all think, though. Uh, are any of them sapient? That's the big question. Well, another thing about companions, are they going to be romanceable? We kind of had a hint about that in one of the videos. Uh, Emil said something about romancing, but he was just talking about RPGs in general. Are we going to have a marriage type thing the way we did in Skyrim? I really enjoyed I loved the way the marriage thing worked in Skyrim. I thought that was very cool. Uh, I thought it was much neater in Skyrim than the romance thing was in Fallout 4. But yes, I think they're going to be romanceable. I do. I think we're going to have that. Let's see. Okay, here's a big one that everybody's arguing about. We know there's going to be spaceships in Starfield. By the way, speaking of Scalzi did an excellent video on breaking down the spaceships. Y'all can look at that one. That's a very good video he just did on those this past week. We know there's going to be multiple kinds of spaceships in the game, but we don't know for sure if we're going to have space flight. Are we going to be able to fly our ships? How are we going to be able to fly our ships? Are we going to be able to fly it in the atmosphere of the planet, or is it just going to be up in space? There's a lot of questions when it comes to flying the ships. I posted on my Twitter page today. One of the BGS guys actually went to a space flight simulator, for a space rocket, a spaceship. Before they did the game, he actually went and had to sit through the space simulator and fly the ship. So I personally think yes, we're going to be able to fly the ships, and I think we're going to be pleasantly surprised that we're going to be able to fly them much more than people think. Now I know there's a lot of people saying, "Oh, we need to manage expectations." DeMarco dude was talking about this, because, and I understand. I don't think we need to go in expecting one thing and be mad if we don't have it. I understand that, but I really think we're going to be pleasantly surprised about flying the ships. True Flat says, if so, I'm totally going to ride a wolf raptor. Wolf raptor sounds awesome. Garrett says, personally, I think BGS should go way more in depth with romance. Amen. I agree. A lot of BioWare RPGs do that right. They're older ones anyway. James says, I don't want to romance a velociraptor wolf companion. I agree with that too, James. 100%. I agree. Again, I loved the way Skyrim did it. I wished it would have even been a little bit more in depth because, the marriage ceremony and that was it. It was over. But I thought that was the marriage ceremony and all that was a little bit more in depth than what, Fallout 4 basically. You got them to say, "Oh, I love you too," and that was it. So yeah, I hope there's more to it than that, and I hope it's something that goes on and lasts. It's not just a one-time thing. I hope it's something that has effects through the whole game. That would be nice too. Anyway, so y'all tell me about spaceships. What do you think about spaceships? Another one. There is going to be the building system in Starfield. No doubt. The settlement building is going to be in Starfield some way or another. We've already seen in not concept art, we've already seen in leaked pictures where you could actually see the wall panels just like in Fallout 76, Fallout 4, where they were being put into place in the settlement building system. And these were actual walls of the spaceship, not a building. But what we don't know is how fully the settlement system is going to be put to use in the game? Are we actually going to be able to build settlements on planets? Uh, I thought the way that Fallout 4 did the settlement system, even though it was not fully fleshed out, and this is something where Bethesda always kind of gets in trouble. It's like that they had a great idea if they would have just taken it one more step. Um, the mod, and I can't think of the mod right now. What is the mod for the settlement systems that actually build them up and they build up over time? Y'all know what I'm talking about. Sim City, Sim. Anyway, uh, just a little bit more to the settlement building system in Sim Settlements. Just a little bit more in the building system in Fallout 4 would have made a huge difference. But I still liked them. They just kind of got old after a while because you knew exactly what was going to happen, and it wasn't in depth enough. Well, I wonder, are they going to take that and up it? Or are you going to be able to? Now, what I hope is different. I don't want 20 something settlements, but 3, like one on each planet, that would be neat, where I'm growing my own town. I would love that. But if I didn't have to build every single thing, if my people would actually build like it does in Sim Settlements, I wish they would hire the guy from Sim Settlements and say, "Hey, show us how to do this. Put some of this stuff in so that our people can build a city while we're gone." I think that would be great. You would recruit NPCs. You would have to talk them into becoming a part of your city, and whatever faction or whatever you lean toward, it would only be people that had that kind of ideology that would come and be a part of your city. I think there's a great in-depth thing there, but I'm wondering, are they going to do that, or are they going to shy away from the buildings system? I know we're going to be able to customize our spaceships. I believe we're probably going to be able to build our own player home, but are we going to do the settlement system like in Fallout 4 in any way? Gentugo, no, I do not want a space garbage telling us that another settlement system needs our help. No, 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 no. Let's see. Uh, let's see. I'm missing some here. Let me go back and pick up. Garrett says, let's say we can't fly our ships. I guarantee the game will be revolutionary, just like every other game they release. If we can fly the ships, then it will be even more so. I will say this, Garrett, really quick about the spaceships. Uh, Remember, they say that Starfield is 10 years in the making, okay? Well, one of those games 10 years ago that they were trying to make was called The 10th Planet. And in The 10th Planet, in the trailer, we have spaceship battles that are going on, which appear to be you, the player, flying a ship. And that was way back in 1993, okay? Obviously, different times, different engine, different graphics, all those things. But that does show you it was something that Todd Howard wanted in the space game. And when they say this is a game that's 25 years in the making, and I said 10 years, they say 25 years in the making. But it goes back and it grabs the 10th planet. You have to look at that a little bit. And by the way, the 10th planet does have aliens as well. It's another thing. So something to look at. Timber says spaceships would be cool. Yes. I would like to romance the chick from Total Recall and Starfield. Oh, me. Romance doesn't necessarily have to be as graphic as Cyberpunk to be good. Amen. I agree with that. And realistic, but I would rather them go that route than I would see them go Fallout 4's romance. I want it to affect the game. Yes. Yeah, I agree. It does not have to be graphic to be good. We're talking in depth, okay? In depth with the relationship in that way. Yeah, it does not have to be graphic. I agree. Jeremy says you get 120 robot robots saying there's a settlement that needs your help. Yeah. Bethesda is really good about looking at what the community wants and modders make so that they can make their games better in the future. I agree 100%. And again, I hope settlement building is one of those places that they do that. Jay says they've hired modders before. Someone from Fallout London mod was hired. Yep, that's true. Ian says, I think we will fly them now, King. I was thinking about this. What if they do two things? Here, one, allow us to build settlements on the ground, and also, two, have your ship as a mobile, customizable home. I absolutely agree with the second one, and I hope the first one is true. I love both of those thoughts. Absolutely. Garrett says, I love building cities in Fallout 4, but I also like the way Sim Settlements let you build both and make people in settlements useful. Sometimes the settlers felt useless. I agree. True Flat, I don't like that idea. I'm known for building. That would take everything away from it becoming a personal build. Now, remember, again, even if the Sim Settlements thing was added, I think you would still have the personal freedom to build whatever you wanted, but your settlers would actually be able to build too. That would be the neat thing. I do see what you're saying, though. Garrett says, let's see. They have actually, where'd it go? They have actually been cooking up sci-fi for 25 years. Yeah, I was wrong. I fixed my head. There's also an Easter egg to the 10th planet in the trailer. It's on the badge on the wall. Oh, very cool. I love Easter eggs. If there is space combat in the game, I hope it involves a VAT style system. That's another thing. That's interesting. We are so used to VATs. We've not ever used weapons as far as gun type things. Oh, this is a biggie to get into this one. How is the weapon play going to be in Starfield? Is there going to be a VATS type thing? Is the melee going to be any better? Oh, please. I don't want just a. Anyway. Garrett says, personally, I love the idea of there being Easter eggs like traces of an intelligence out there in the settlement systems that will point towards contact in the future series games. I agree. Again, I don't think there's personally going to be aliens in this game, but there might be, like you said, Easter eggs. Timber, thank you. Thank you for the super chat. Everybody should check out your 10th planet video. Thank you. I did make one called 25 years in the making. I appreciate that, Starfield. So y'all do check that out. Timber says, I hope your ZeniMax Bethesda history video that you're making is a success too. Thank you. And it will be because of all the facts that you've given me, Timber. He does a fabulous job on gaming facts. Again, I always tell y'all this before the KingCast is over. If y'all do not follow Timmer in Twitter, y'all please follow him. Put your link down again, Timmer. I'm going to learn that off the top of my head, but if you can put what you're type it out, and then Gentugo or me can actually put your link down so people can go to it. But Gentugo, there it is. There is Timber's Twitter page link. So y'all write that down, and y'all can go follow him after the KingCast. If you want gaming info, not just Bethesda, all kinds of gaming info, Timber's your guy. So please follow him on Twitter. And by the way, you may not even be on Twitter. Him and me is worth getting a Twitter page for. Just the Bethesda and gaming news you get. Gentugo says, maybe we will meet the aliens from Fallout in Starfield. That would be cool. And I guarantee, there's going to be Zayton Easter eggs. Absolutely. We probably, we may even find a dead one somewhere or something. You know there will be. Absolutely, 100%. Garrett says, one of my favorite parts about BGS games is finding Easter eggs that nobody could possibly put together, yet somehow the community always does. Rockstar does that well, too. Okay. We know it's going to be a huge world. We're getting close here to the end of the show. We know it's going to be a huge open world. Bethesda games always are. But this one has the opportunity to be massive. But how are they going to do it? We already know of 3 cities. Now, it's called the Settled Systems is what we're going to be in. So we're in another galaxy. I believe it's 50 light years from our current galaxy, our current universe, whatever the right term is. And it's the Settled Systems. We know of 3 distinct cities, and it sounds like these cities are probably on different planets. I don't know that, but it sounds like that. Here they are. I think I've got them written down. Yeah, Aquila, Neon, and New Atlantis. Now, my question is, if that's the case, are there going to be 3 full planets, 3 full big maps like Skyrim and Fallout 4 to explore? Or is there going to be more planets in this system? I don't believe that it's going to be an endless amount of planets. I think that's unrealistic. If you look at our solar system, we have 8 or 9 planets. However, whatever you do with Pluto, Pluto, right? Isn't it Pluto? Not Pluto. That don't sound right. What's the last one that they've made not a planet anymore? I just went blank. Anyway, my lupus does that. Y'all forgive me. Yeah, it is Pluto. Okay, it just didn't sound right. So isn't it 8 in our system now? 9. Pluto makes 9. What happened to the original Atlantis? I think it's talking about the Atlantis on Earth. Okay. Anyway, and yes, Pluto will always be a planet to me. I was taught that in school, so it's a planet. So anyway, but think about it. So we have 8 or 9 planets in our solar system. We're going to another like solar system. We're going to another solar system that's like ours. It's just 50 light years away. So it's going to have about the same amount of planets as ours does. Now, if you look at those planets, all of those planets are not inhabitable either. You've got Mars and Earth and, several that are, but not all of those 9 are inhabitable. So I believe it's going to be the same way in the system in Starfield. I believe you're going to have a certain number of planets, 3, 4, 5, whatever it is, that are inhabitable planets that you can explore. Now, the other ones that are non-inhabitable, you may be able to explore them. I don't know how they're going to do that. Again, how big is the world going to be? This is what we don't know. It's going to be huge. It's going to have several maps. You're going to have the Skyrim map, okay, or the Fallout 4 map, the Fallout 76 map. That's going to be one planet. And then you're going to have another map that's just like that, that's another planet. And then another map that's just like that, that's another planet. So are these 3 cities on different planets, or these 3? I think since we've been given those 3 cities, maybe it's going to be 3 planets, 3 inhabitable planets. That would be a lot, okay? Maybe that's all there's going to be in this game, and maybe there'll be more in DLCs. I don't know. What do y'all think? Again, I'm just throwing it out there. How big, even with what I just said, it's going to be a humongous game. Obviously, the biggest one we've ever had. They've said it's going to be the biggest one we've ever had, but that makes it, even if it's just 3 planets. All right, Garrett says, well, the world is 50 light years across, and we know part of the settled systems is Alpha Centauri. Yes, 50 light years doesn't sound like a lot, but for humans, it is incomprehensible. That's correct. King, he says, yeah, King, the settled systems is 50 light years across per the settled systems video that Bethesda put out. And if you look at the map behind them in videos, there is like 20 stars. Okay. So I believe we're probably going to be focused, however, the game is going to be focused, however, probably around 1 star. Wouldn't you believe? Surely we're not going to be looking at multiple stars. We're going to probably be looking at, in other words, one sun with a group of planets around it. That's what I think we're going to be looking at. Anyway, Jeremy says, Ian says, I think vast. Yes. Jeremy says, unless they terraform some planets, which, yeah, absolutely could be. If it's close enough to being inhabitable, absolutely. Garrett says, so I'm guessing a lot more than just 3 to 5 planets. Todd even mentioned procedural generation, which doesn't mean No Man's Sky. It means the computer throws it away and brings it back. Yep. Nukem says wormholes. Garrett says, what about wormhole in the announcement trailer, King? I think that's part of the story. Remember that star looking thing is going to be the key to, and I understand what y'all are talking about. Y'all hear me out. That star thing is the key to exploration. So I think we're going to be, gosh, maybe it's going to be a way to go to another star and explore planets. I don't know, but yes, I do believe that is part of the story. It's part of the way to get out of that Starfield. it's a way to get out of that one little area. I think what we see in the opening trailer, that teaser trailer that we got from Starfield, was actually a space station getting sucked away. I don't think I know Sculsey said it was warp speed on this star station, this space station, but I really don't think it is, because if you look at it and you go in very slow motion, the crack in space opens up before the ship starts moving at all. Now, I don't know how these things work. I'm not a physicist. I'm not a space guy, and neither are you. Okay, I know this, but I'm just thinking right now, probably the story will be something like this thing gets zoomed off. I don't know. I've got a lot going on up here that I think maybe I'll do a video about what I think the story is, but we've only got 3 minutes left. So anyway, Sword of Truthness says, I'm guessing it's going to be a star cluster. Garrett says, definitely don't expect 18 quadrillion planets like No Man's Sky. I'm just saying that they have the star. What do y'all think? Do y'all think the 3 cities are on 3 different planets? See, we don't even know that. We've just been given 3 cities. They could be on the same planet. I mean, it could be like in Skyrim, it could be Riften, it could be right there on the same map. I don't think so. But what do y'all think about those 3 cities? Garrett says, Nukem, ask Elon. The trailer mentions graviton loops, which is what the picture draws in the teaser trailer from last year at E3. A graviton loop is essentially the device from Contact, if you know that movie. And Nukem says, I'm well aware of theoretical quantum physics. I'm aware of it too. I've studied it a little bit, but my master's degree is not in quantum physics, so I'm going to stay away from it. Very much so. I'm that close to being a doctor. Would y'all call me Dr. King if I got my doctorate? In fact, I've done all my classes for my doctorate. This is for free. All I've got to do is write my paper, and my wife is trying to get me to write my thesis. And I may even have my thesis already written. I have a book that's written waiting to be published. And all I would have to do is change it a little bit. But my question is, would you call me doctor? I asked my wife that, and she kind of, Queen said, and I said, well, you don't call me master now. So yeah, she didn't laugh. Speaking of Contact, Garrett, I've heard that about Contact. I'm going to watch that movie and make sure I know about it. So I'm gonna see Doctor Who, Dr. King. Yeah. Independence Day joke, King. I know. I got you. Ian says your gesture will call you Dr. King. All hail the doctor. Hey Dale, what's going on? Guys, we're out of time. I can't believe we're out of time. That's only we didn't even get to all the things we know and don't know about Starfield. But y'all look for that video hopefully this week. Again, let me say some personal things. My mother broke 2 more bones in her back, and she's going to have another surgery this week. So please, y'all continue to pray for her. That's a reason, again, I'm not on YouTube much right now. I'm still here taking care of Mom. So then she's got a heart surgery that's due after that. So I got a full-time gig going on right now. But I'm going to try. I've got a Fallout 76 video I want to get out, and I've got a Starfield video I want to get out. So, but I didn't even do a live stream last week. I've been so busy. So anyway, thank you for the prayers. Thank you for the thoughts. I've had so many messages. Y'all sent messages and all kinds of stuff. Thank y'all. You don't know how much the support means. It's wonderful. Thank you, Ian. Thank you, Lady Brave. And thank you, Gentugo. Thank you, Nukem. I appreciate it so very much. Thank y'all for watching the KingCast. I hope y'all enjoyed it. Man, a lot of news. If y'all missed the first part of the KingCast, it's where all the news was just dumped right on top of you. So as soon as the video processes, y'all go back and watch it. You'll see news on Fallout 76, Elder Scrolls Online, Starfield, PAX East. There's all kinds of news that we talked about. Just boom, 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 right at the first. And even a new MMO that's coming from ZeniMax Online Studios. Yes, we talked about it here first. We sure did. Y'all have a great rest of your day. And if God gives you tomorrow, may God bless you tomorrow. Thank y'all again. Good night, everybody.